Ladies and gents, we have got one of the biggest Arsenal transfer updates so far this transfer window. Fabrizio Romano has spoken about Thomas Partey is now closer to leaving the football club than signing a new contract extension. Zubimendi, what's the latest on him? Well, we know he's going to be an Arsenal player, but they've got to pay more than the original release clause. It's looking about 60 million euros. And there's an exclusive from Alex Crook, who's a very credible journalist who Fabrizio Romano is often quoting a lot of his tweets. It's an absolute scorcher in the UK. It's 30 degrees right now. I'm sitting here absolutely cooking alive. But we got to get the content done because there's a lot to talk about. So make sure you go down, smash this like button to pieces. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Big up to everyone who's just recently subscribed. We've had over 300 subscribers in the last day, which is absolutely unbelievable. We just hit 57K. If you haven't already, please go down, smash this to pieces, and let me know your thoughts on every single story we discuss. We're under 3,000 away now from 60,000 subscribers, which is absolutely unbelievable. Now, I want to talk about Fabrizio Romano's updates with regards to Thomas Partey and Martin Zubimendi before we talk about Viktor Gyokeres. Now, about an hour ago, Romano tweeted out saying Arsenal will pay slightly more than the 60 million euro release clause for Martin Zubimendi as part of the pact with Real Sociedad for the Martin Zubimendi deal. The fee will be a little bit higher, but allowing payment installments as clubs shares the excellent relationship. Here we go, confirmed. So that puts to bed everything, all the speculation that Real Madrid are going to come in, they're going to grab Zubimendi. Arsenal fans are panicking, saying it's not, he's not coming in, etc., etc. When Romano says the here we go, confirmed, pretty means it's happening. He will be a new Arsenal midfielder going into next season. Arsenal fans can finally relax. It's happening. Now, what's going to be very, very interesting is the situation at Arsenal now, because Martin Zubimendi is coming in. He will be a new Arsenal player. But what is happening with regards to the latest news on Thomas Partey? Negotiations between Thomas Partey and Arsenal are not advancing. That, for me, is a big, big shock. No agreement so far, and now concrete chance to part ways in the upcoming days. Thomas Partey will be available as a free agent. I am absolutely gobsmacked that Thomas Partey potentially now is going to be leaving Arsenal. He's 32 years of age. He had a really good season last year. I thought he was one of Arsenal's best players. He's won the hearts of a lot of Arsenal fans over the years. He's been there 5 years now, but his contract does expire in 11 days, and he will be, at the moment, leaving Arsenal. He's played at right back. He's played at central midfield. He's played as a defensive midfielder. His agent, JJ Sports, who are linked with a lot of Premier League players. JJ Sports manager. They cover a lot of Ghanaian players. Thomas Partey is their biggest agent, biggest player on the agency. And it says right now that he is closer to leaving than ever before. So that for me is, I honestly can't really, I don't really know what to say about that. I mean, Zubimendi comes in, they're different players. Partey's probably better defensively. Zubimendi's better at running games. He's a better controller. He's a better passer. But yeah, that's a big, big shock. Now, exclusive news coming out from Alex Crook. I had a message 24 hours ago or so suggesting that Viktor Gyokeres has told friends and family he expects to join Arsenal. Now, Alex Crook gets a lot of exclusive news. Of course, he's a very credible journalist. He's on TalkSport, have him on a lot of the time to give exclusive news to their listeners. I honestly think Yokare and Sesko, I've remained very, very consistent that Yokare is the one, for me, they have to go and get. Now, DiMarzio, who's one of the most credible journalists when it comes to Italian news, said this as an exclusive last night. Viktor Gyokeres has agreed personal terms with Arsenal, according to DiMarzio. Personal terms were agreed more than a month ago, as we reported on. So Arsenal have agreed terms with both Gyokeres and Sesko. Who is going to be the next striker? I don't know. I really don't know. I think they have to go and get Gyokeres, and I think they have to go and get Rodrigo. Rodrigo, for me, I honestly believe these two signings, if you look at what Liverpool are doing with Florian Wirtz, Gyokeres, and Frimpong, and potentially now signing Alexander Isak, Arsenal have to make a statement. And a statement of intent would be Viktor Gyokeres, and it would be, Rodrigo. Romano said this 5 days ago, saying Viktor Gyokeres' priority is to join Arsenal this summer, despite calls from Manchester United in recent weeks. Gyokeres always is an option amid Sesko talks with no deal sealed so far. Arsenal keep assessing the situation. United remain keen, but a deal is now unlikely. Now, there are people and sources coming out there saying that Arsenal aren't prepared to pay the fee for Sesko. They're not prepared to pay 80, 90 million euros, maybe 100 million euros for Sesko, but they are prepared to pay 70 million pounds for Viktor Gyokeres. Now, 1 day ago, Bard come out and said Arsenal have agreed personal terms with Benjamin Sesko. Poker is now being played for a price between 80 to 100 million euros. I honestly think Viktor Gyokeres at 60, 70 million pounds in the current gentleman's agreement he has with Sporting Lisbon, I think that is better business for Arsenal than going and potentially spending 100 million pounds on Gyokeres. Now, Romano come out last night of an exclusive saying Benjamin Sesko's agent, Elvis Baznovic, answers questions on Arsenal, RB Leipzig, and more. We have a clear plan. We will never force or blackmail Leipzig. We do things in the right way or we don't do them. Sesko will only leave for a special club and project. Now, we know Chelsea are heavily linked with Sesko. We know that Arsenal are heavily linked with Sesko. The situation of whoever the player is going to be right now, it needs to be sorted ASAP. Ben Jacobs said on the United stand, who's one of my favourite journalists, should he not move to Arsenal, Benjamin Sesko is a name that Man United could revisit their interest in. Chelsea were interested, but their focus is on other strikers at the moment. We know Chelsea are heavily linked with Hugo Ekitike. I personally think Arsenal are the favourites to sign Sesko, and Arsenal are the favourites to sign Gyokeres. But Man United, whoever out of the two, Arsenal don't sign, because they will only sign one because they only want to bring in one number 9, according to reports. Man United have got a good chance of potentially getting the other one. It's going to drag out and drag out and drag out and drag out. But there's so much credible information coming out all the time from different reporters, different journalists. Whoever it's going to be, they need to get it done ASAP. Otherwise, Liverpool by then might even have Alexander Isak done. They might have it done and dusted. They might have it, completely finished. And it's going to be a very, very interesting, summer, without a doubt. There's going to be twists. There's going to be turns in all of these stories. And we are at this moment in time, if it is Sesko, if it is Gyokeres, I think personally they should go for Gyokeres. But who knows? Alex Crook also said Arsenal are juggling both Gyokeres and Sesko. They've opened talks with Leipzig at the moment, as well at the moment. I would say Gyokeres looks more likely. Wow. So Gyokeres is more likely to happen at this moment in time than a Viktor. Gyokeres is more likely to happen, than a Benjamin Sesko. It's going to be one hell of a transfer window. Let me tell you about that right now. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. In terms of the Club World Cup, and the Premier League fixtures have all been announced. There's a few interesting games on today with Atletico Madrid, Inter Miami, Porto. Tomorrow is where it gets a lot more interesting. Tomorrow, Friday, PSG will be playing. Chelsea will be playing. We'll be covering that as well. City play over the weekend. Inter Milan have got Bayern Munich have got Boca Juniors. But let me know your thoughts down below. Who do you think Gyokeres will sign for? Who do you think Benjamin Sesko will sign for? And I'll see you all soon.